All right. This whole Rash, Mallorie, and Brandon
Wait, what
situation.
hole?
I think that's what Rash is. The situation that we see that we got a cliffhanger with last week and 90 Days opening up with this week. Well, not opening up. We're not talking about opening up holes. Let's just put it this way.
Well, I don't know. Katie's talking about opening up holes.
Channel servers, if you have been listening to us since the get-go, in this hypothetical, you are Mallory. You are just excited to see us, excited that we're here to liven up the party or do whatever the heck it is we do.
But if you're new, you're probably like Rash, wondering what the hell is going on.
Meanwhile, Dee and I are Brandon. We just want to say, welcome
to the family.
And we're leaving that intro because it's like the millionth time we've tried it. I don't know why. We always start off with a ton of intros before we get into it. 90 Day Fiancé, Season 12, Episode 5. Something old, something new. Let's watch.
Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With the host, side by side. Channel surfers, let's ride.
Hey, channel servers. Welcome to Remote Reality. I'm Lauren, your friend and attorney host who loves to overanalyze everything. I have a brain that doesn't quit. ADHD. And speaking of D,
And I'm her paralegal and smartass co-host.
I'm trying to get my brain on track because we keep recording and I just keep meandering off and like, oh, let's redo that segment. They don't want to hear all this jibber jabber.
Yeah,
We're
it's
trying to make
definitely not my fault.
the quality content. I know, it's fine. Quality. This is grade D trash. Welcome to the dumpster, baby. Please like and subscribe, though. It will help grow our channel. It doesn't cost anything. You know, we're old as shit. What's retirement? Social Security is not going to pay us shit.
And I do not want to live with my kids.
Otherwise, we might have to figure out the Golden Girls situation. We'll just put my husband in a wig. Boom, done. Which one's the grouchy one? He'd be like the grandma.
That would be funny.
All right. Well, 90 Day, Season 12, it is giving. I love this season.
Yeah,
And
we have lots of material.
I love the cast. Good, bad, hate them, love them. We appreciate your service for letting producers edit you all the shreds to bring quality entertainment. Speaking of that, we might have gone in a little bit hard last week on our first episode of 90 Day, The Last Resort.
Just a little.
Just be a little bit.
And probably me, because I tend to be the one that's a bitch about everything. You're super nice to everyone.
I should, if I could easily dig up some playback clips that I regret. We have our moments. We'll just say we have our moments. But during this moment, and we said, I think we mix it up. We say plenty of good stuff and plenty of bad stuff about people. And we don't just take one side for the season. We just let producers sway us whatever they just have our way with us. 90 Day producers, we're just starfished out and they're having their way with us. But one of the 90 Day cast members from Last Resort started following us on TikTok after we posted a video.
And commented.
I think it was a laughy face comment.
It was laughy face. So I'm glad she found the humor in it because we shredded her in that TikTok short.
Hopefully, when we did Hunt for Love, Tiffany commented on our clip of her saying that she was the worst dressed and she looked like Elsa. And I think it was a laughy face. And then I replied, let it go, let it go. You know, the Elsa song. I don't think she liked it bad.
90 Day, their cast is great. They interact with us on our TikToks and leave comments, and it's so fun to talk to them.
It's just, we're such a little bitty podcast. The fact that they even find it is beyond me. But what helps people find our podcast is liking, subscribing, sharing with your friends that love 90 Days, sister wives, all the reality TV junk we cover. Love is Blind.
Mhm.
We watched it blind until they revealed
Literally.
each other in the pods. That was
Mhm.
fun. But that's what helps us grow is your love and your support. Welcome to the family. So with that, make sure you like and subscribe. And let's jump into this episode. We start out with Marissa and Edward. She is picking Edward up from the airport. He is finally here from the Dominican. And this is his first time ever in a BMW, a Beamer. I've maybe been in 2 BMWs.
I honestly don't pay attention to the vehicles when I get in them. If there's somebody else's, it's a
My best
BMW.
friend, her first car was a BMW. It was an old one, like old red
Yeah.
Beamer. And the whole rap songs, there was ones like Beam Beam and I'm picking them up. Might have been Big Pippin, Jay-Z. Anyway, her brother totaled that car. I don't know what the hell he was doing, but he pulled into the neighborhood and hit the brick house on the corner.
That's not something that's easy to do.
And with
What
the
was he
Shirilla
doing?
episode, I always think about it. Probably ADHD. He has ADHD.
Mhm.
I mean, I was a horrible driver. I was going to say I've never hit a house, but I'm pretty sure I've pulled into my garage, like literally into the garage door before unmedicated.
I've done that.
Who are we to judge? Because it doesn't matter. We have no authority to do it. We're just going to do it anyway. So, and then I had an ex-boyfriend who had one. The only reason I remember that he had one is because my friend who had that car was like, oh, he has a Bing Bing too. That's the only reason I know. But they're super expensive to fix. Even if
That's
you
what
get
I
the
was getting ready to
older ones.
say. I've always heard the maintenance on them is incredibly expensive.
It's crazy. I don't like to spend money on cars.
Mm-mm.
My father-in-law calls me Dave Ramsey because I'm like happy with the oldest car that I can find. The ones that are already depreciated. I'm driving a 2016 right now. My brother-in-law yesterday, he's like, I'm surprised this thing still works.
Wow. I mean, he'd probably fall over with my 2008 then.
I mean, you know how they were falling over with my older car back in the day.
Mhm.
Anyway, so Laura thinks it's weird that she's driving and he's not, which I guess he isn't able to drive yet.
Well, technically, he wouldn't have a driver's license here, right?
Right. I mean, between states, lawyer hat. Do lawyers wear hats? Maybe you should say wig. You know how in England the barristers wear the wigs?
Mm-hmm.
Super strange. And apparently only the guy barristers did it, and all the girl barristers do as well. But these aren't like cute wigs. These are like George Washington wigs.
These are like I wouldn't want to be caught out in them.
No, we're just going to put on the lawyer hat because I ain't putting that squirrel in my hair. Lawyer hat. Between states, you have full faith and credit. So our federal government says if South Carolina issues you a driver's license, then Florida has to accept it. Now, if you get a speeding ticket in Florida, South Carolina actually determines which penalties you get. But as far as countries, I don't. I would assume you'd have to get a driver's license here.
I would think he would too.
And I'm trying to remember if I've ever gone to another country and rented a car versus had a driver. But I think I've always taken taxis.
I've never been out of the country, so I have no comparison.
Well, never.
Mm-mm.
I need to stop spending my flyer miles on Amazon purchases and save for a trip for me and Dean. Or if you kind of take your channel servers, maybe the Dominican. Edward. He's like, so in this neighborhood that you live in, he hasn't seen it before. He's only seen the inside of her house, just little parts of it. He's asking in her neighborhood, do they play loud music at night? Do they have bullhorns out?
He seems a little starstruck, actually.
Well, that's when they pull in. But she's like, no. The way she said it, though, was almost like, we don't do that here in America. That's not necessarily true. It depends on where you live. In this, like Edward says, Mucho Blanco, expensive neighborhood, they're not doing it. I've lived in neighborhoods, though, where people are throwing down.
Yeah.
especially during holidays.
Right.
So, like you were saying, Edward's excited when they pull in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's
I mean,
starstruck.
usually he's excited about pulling out. I guess he's excited about pulling in too.
Yeah. I
It's
loved
funny,
what he said,
funny
though.
they
And
love.
he was so right with the whole, your house looks like the Home Alone house. It does.
100,000% it does. Senior moment, the shoes. Okay, I'm back.
Yes, the shoes.
They're driving up. He says something about, look, they have. And she's like, no, we have. And the concept to him of this being his house, it's foreign.
Mm-hmm.
He said he didn't even have an apartment in the DR. So now he's like, wow, I've got a whole house. And he walks into his old house and immediately she's like, we take off our shoes here.
And this is just the beginning of many rules to follow, which are insane.
She's like, in the Dominican, you guys walk around your houses in your dirty shoes and get your houses all dirty. But we don't do that here. I do that.
I do
My house is
that.
dirty anyway. I don't give a flip.
But I know people that when you walk in, they want you to take your shoes off.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shoot, I do that. I still follow the 5-second rule. Probably walking dog poop and then walk around.
Yeah, you'll eat food off the floor if it's not been there 5 seconds.
You know what? I can't see the germs, so I don't really think about it.
It's a little different for me because I took microbiology in college, and once I seen that and got it registered in my head, I'm constantly, well, I'm a germaphobe.
Well, you're also hypervisual,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't see images in my head that I think about.
Yeah, I can't forget what that looked like once I saw it.
Whereas if I close my eyes and think about germs, it's all black. Think about
Mhm.
anything, it's just darkness.
Not me.
Like I know, but I don't see anything. So yeah, maybe that's why I'm just a dirty slob. I really love Edward.
I do. He's got a great personality.
Amazing.
And he seems pretty chill so
and
far.
confident. This is why you have to build yourself up before you find somebody. This guy is confident in who he is.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually like him and Marissa. When they first get in the car, those moments you see are very sweet. They're holding hands, they're picking at each other. I almost feel like she is playing this up for the cameras. Remember, this isn't her first time on camera. She is the manager of Kleinfeld. Say yes to the dress. She knows what producers are looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you can almost see the storyline being pushed forward by a seasoned reality person.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Gotcha.
see where production pushes that line. I'm not an interior decorator. I mean, I've played redecor on the phone, but Marissa's master bedroom, I wasn't super impressed with it. I know that Edward was like, wow, this looks like a hotel room. Maybe I don't know. The dark furniture with the silver accents, like the gold, the silver is more cold and the walls are white and the pictures are pretty much white. There's just no color in the room. The carpet is pale white. And then you see this vanity, which is corner to corner covered with sprays and serums and makeup. The whole thing is just loaded with crap.
Well, there you go. She spends her time and her money on the stuff to make herself look better, not the bedroom.
Meanwhile, she's only a few years older than me. I thought she was a little bit older than that, but
I thought she was actually older than me, but that wasn't very nice of me to say.
yeah, don't say she looks older than 80.
What about the whole
You're just ignoring it now.
I am. What about the whole her and her closet that was supposed to be the him and her closets, and she only gave him like a couple of spaces in the one closet? Like he doesn't even get his closet.
I mean, he did get 2 racks. It looked like that whole back wall she had cleared out, which is more than we can say last week.
Right, with some of them, but I just thought it was funny. The him and her is her and her.
I'm having a senior moment. Who was that couple last week? Paula and Tyler.
Yes.
Or even Greta and Matthew. Like at least.
Yeah, it's very
she
reminiscent.
cleared 2 sides off. And that was a lot. That was a lot of space.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand what you're saying as far as she gave him more space, but like, and we'll get into this more as she goes through the house. I just feel like she was completely uncompromising to somebody new coming into her house. Everything has got to be the way she wants it done. Like, there's there's not going to be any leniency where that's concerned.
You know, she also has those million dressers. Maybe there's some room in there for his clothes. I wish she would
Mm,
just take one of those dressers and put all of those products that are on
the
that, what do you
vanity.
call it? A vanity.
Yeah.
Put all of those away somewhere. Meanwhile, when we were recording with Nori the other day, she was recording out of her teenage son's room. And Dee's like, well, look up Lauren's room. And I turned my camera around and yes, I have a hidden pile of clothes in the corner. Because
Mm-hmm.
housekeeping doesn't pick that stuff up and put it away. They
We
shit
just hide
isn't
the shit
picking
from
it
the
up. They just
just
throw it in.
Yeah, just hide the shit from the camera. That's all that matters. That's what I was trying to tell Nori. It don't matter. All that matters is in that little box behind you.
I know, but here I am talking about Marissa's nasty vanity. My entire bathroom, like I have organizers, but it still looks like that. So Marissa, I feel ya. I feel ya. But you knew the cameras were gonna be there.
I Yeah,
Just being nitpicky.
I don't have a lot of criticism about the vanity or the shape of the room. I'm going to criticize more the other things.
Who am I to judge? But I'm gonna judge anyway.
Well, that's what we're here for.
So Marissa's never let anyone use her bathroom, even her ex-husband. Like you said, she has this rigidity. But she's compromising a little bit. She
Mhm.
said that she has 2 showers in her bathroom, which first of all, super weird. It's a standard tub, and then right beside it, there's a standalone shower with, like, a frosted glass.
Mhm.
It's outdated, for sure.
Yeah, I just figured the tub area had been turned into a shower too. So that's the reason why she said there was 2 showers.
My showers that are tubs,
Mhm.
they have, like, glass doors that slide.
Mhm.
Which I hate. I actually would rather have the curtain, especially with a young kid, giving
Yeah,
them a bath with that rail at the bottom. So Jake just uses the garden tub that's in the master.
yeah.
So yes, I share my bathroom with everybody. Everybody uses my bathroom. But she had this like old school glass.
With the walk-in shower.
Yeah, it looked weird and outdated because they're also side by side.
They're in like an L shape. So the one shower's here and then the tub and the other shower's like this and like an L shape. It's like it was an afterthought or something. It was definitely not a good design in the house build, that's for sure.
Wasn't crazy about it. So she's going to share her bathroom with him now, with
But he can't
Edward.
make a mess. Don't make a mess.
Don't make a mess. And he can use her shower today. But after that,
You
he's
have to
going
use
to
the other
need to use the bathtub shower.
one. Mhm.
Like, you can't even, like, then they talk about sharing a shower.
She doesn't like to share the shower because that's her personal space. That's where she unwinds. That's where she relaxes. And there's always somebody that's standing in this cold section of the shower when you share. So she was looking at it as sharing with someone at the same time taking a shower. I felt like he was talking about just them sharing the same shower and using the same shower, which
Right.
made no sense.
Is she like peeing in the shower and she doesn't want him peeing in the shower?
I
Why do I
have
feel like
not
this has to do with peeing in a shower? Why are you not sharing your shower?
Yeah, I mean, you're having sex with this person and you can't share the shower with them? That makes no sense to me.
We
None.
have 2 bathtub showers, the classic combo, and then we have the master with the garden tub at the shower. Everybody uses my shower.
Well,
The other 2 never get used.
what occurs to me is, and I'm sure we'll talk about it here in a minute, the fact that the pillows on the bed had to go a certain direction and all of this
The
stuff. I bet you
stripes.
anything she has everything exactly where she wants it in that shower, and she does not want it moved. She doesn't want anybody else's products in there. It would probably drive her nuts.
How many products do you think that Edward is using?
I don't know. He looks pretty good. I don't think he needs a whole lot. He's probably just got a he's probably like most guys. He's probably got a all-in-one shampoo, shower. It's all in one bottle.
I mean, I have a bald husband. I don't even think he uses shampoo. What's your position, Dee, on sharing showers?
On sharing showers? Do you mean
Give
other
it to me
people
every
can
way.
Okay, I don't mind people using my shower if I'm not in there. And when I was married, it was very typical for us to take a shower together. That's just the way we did it. We'd take a shower together, we'd be talking and, so
Washing
we
your
shared a
butts
shower.
together.
Yeah, especially when you have kids. Sometimes that's the only place where you have any privacy.
So I do not mind people using my shower. I mean,
Mm-mm.
we had that foam machine the other day for Jake's party, and afterwards his friend was staying to hang out. Her mom's like, "Can she take a shower in there?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't care. I don't care if people use my shower." Sharing a shower with somebody though, saving water, bathing with a friend. I'd
Not
like some
bathing with a
privacy.
friend,
I'd like
spouse.
some privacy still to wash my booty hole. And I don't want to see them scrubbing their booty hole or nose. And I want that to be clean. And yes, I have a bidet,
Mhm.
but still,
I'm not going to share a shower with just anybody.
I need to share it with anybody.
I always
But I
have
mean,
fun
even my
doing
dog takes a shower in my shower.
it.
So after the bathroom tour, we see Edward in his new robe that Marissa got him, which I agree looks very nice.
It does, and he looks a lot more relaxed after he's had a shower.
She did good picking out a robe for him. I picked out a robe and got you it for Christmas once.
That psychedelic thing. You can see me coming in the dark, like across
Oh,
the house.
Dee, in case you hook up with an 80-year-old man that's your age, then he can still find you.
Fuck you, Lauren. Fuck you.
I love you too.
Uh-huh. Right back at you, babe.
So we get the reveal from the surgery. Approved. Approved.
Yep. His penis is what
Perfect.
did he say? Ready for America or something like that? What was it? He said something about an American penis.
Like Debbie does Dallas. Edward does Estados Unidos.
Mm-hmm.
So we pick back up with Brandon, Rash, and Mallory. Brandon had come to the door at the end of the last episode to get his doggy cameras. And then we find out that we're going to have this welcome to the family party. We're going to have a good old-fashioned Southern family reunion.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to America. Welcome to the South. I just have to say, compared to how Raj was talking in the ITMs last week about kicking Brandon's ass and stuff, and then seeing them standing there, and he looks terrified of him. Like he definitely is not going to say nothing to this guy.
Well, I don't know. He's going to draw his line around him, which he wasn't really saying right. I'm like, are you about to pee on her to mark your territory?
Territory?
What's happening?
Yeah. He's going to lay the law down to
This
Brandy.
is such like an animal reaction. He said his hair stood up, which
It
reminds me of
was.
my dog. The hair stands up on the back
Yes.
of their neck, and then they mark their territory by peeing on it. This is very animalistic.
Yeah. And
She likes
he's
puppy. There's 4
well,
of them. Now she's got 5.
yeah, kick the dogs out of the bed. That would have been like, don't even
No,
get me started.
but do
But
you
I
think
get
they
it.
were about to do things that the doggy's eyes shouldn't see?
No, because she says that she's tired, and he keeps wanting to talk, and he wants to drag answers out of her that she doesn't want to give him.
Well, he already got on our show list when he was saying dogs belong outside.
Yeah, and then he goes on with the whole drawing the line in the sand kind of thing with Brandy, as he says. And when he gets to the whole, he needs to talk to me, not you. He has
Yeah,
to call
the
me.
men.
Yes. Brandy
Men
has
should
to
talk
call,
to the husband.
and husband talks to wife. That's probably the way that he believes.
I mean, it's so different. Like my best attorney friend is male. And
Mhm.
Rob, it's like, I'm so glad that you have Darl because I don't want to hear about your bankruptcy stuff. It bores me to tears.
Right.
But I can sit
Right.
there and talk to Darl about it for hours. If Darl
Yeah.
had to tell that to Rob and then Rob tell it to me,
Mm-hmm.
he'd lose, his brain would explode.
Right.
He'd be like, please stop. Like, why couldn't I marry somebody with an exciting job, like a stripper?
Yeah. I just got the impression that he's going in the direction of her talking to exes, but I have a feeling that any male he would not want her talking to, and they would have to talk to him first.
Well, he is feeling threatened and he is having a very like animalistic reaction to it. But she's also shutting down communication. When he's trying to talk to her about it, she won't even give him any answers. She's
She did.
tired.
She did. He said, "Just give me yes or no." And she was like, "No." I mean, she let him know that's not the way it's going to be. Because he kept pushing and pushing and pushing.
He's new here. He's given up everything. I haven't seen her give him a lot of reassurance,
Mm-hmm.
which he's adjusting to so much. The situation of moving here has to be uncomfortable. I'm just saying, if he had reassurance and he came around and he felt comfortable, if he was feeling comfortable in his own home that he just got to,
Mm-hmm.
maybe it would be different. Or maybe he's having an extreme reaction because of fear. He doesn't know what to expect. He
Well,
doesn't know this history. He
well, I
isn't comprehending it.
well, no, wait
And
a
she's
minute.
not talking to him about it.
She has given him that reassurance. She's told him that, yes, this is somebody that, I was friends with benefits, but we are just friends. There's nothing, there's nothing going on between us. There's no feelings first. She's already told him all of that.
Or he could just be a pig.
I don't think it's necessarily a pig. I think it's, again, and I've
Cultural.
said this I think it's just a cultural difference. I think that that's just the way that,
Well, he's from Turkey.
right.
So is, what is his name? Shekinah's husband.
Oh, what is that guy's name?
Senior Mehmet. Mondays to Mondays. It's not sunny. Channel surfers are screaming out.
Hold on, I might have it
No,
written down. I made a list of them when we worked on them last week.
they're all like, it's not Smith. Starts with an S.
Okay, I don't have it. It must have been in Google Docs. Yeah. Sorry.
Sarper. Shekinah and
Yes.
Sarper. Sarper, we see that same attitude.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
well, like she said, then you need a Turkish girl.
Well,
So Asia's packing her bags, about to go to Africa to see Maxwell. She's taking her mom with her, and her childhood friend is helping her pack. Her childhood friend said what we said. There's got to be a legitimate reason that they're
mhm.
denying it. And Asia says, yeah, they're denying Maxwell's application because they say fraud. I don't think it's clicking, or maybe it is that the legitimate
huge.
reason could be that.
It's huge.
But she says, this is not the negativity I need right now.
And I thought her friend was asking and making legitimate statements and questions. She
It
is
wasn't negative. It was a reality check.
Yeah.
Just because you didn't like somebody saying be cautious doesn't mean it's negative.
Well, I mean, they're not looking at this through rose-colored glasses like she is. I mean, she
Right.
has just turned a blind eye to every red flag that she's gotten so far in this. I think she's setting
Well,
herself up
she
for a
says
real
she's going to
heartache.
go there and she will get to the bottom of it. If there's
Mhm.
something that the government knows that she doesn't know, she's going to figure it out.
I have a
How?
feeling she'd say they were lying anyway. That's not true.
Because it doesn't fit the narrative she wants.
Mm-mm. She
Her
wants
mom,
this man
though,
for whatever reason.
well, once you see him, and you guys see Mama C in the back if you're on YouTube. Once you see him at the end of the episode, I think we see why. I
Well,
mean, this
I know
thing,
he's
I don't know what he looked like before, but he's a beautiful man.
yeah, that she wants to fix all of these looks on. So
But I don't think there's anything to fix.
not according to her, but whatever.
Well, at the end, I was like, oh, I see it. And her mom's going with her. And she's basically saying, if she gets married, I need to be there. Aisha also makes a comment that she could come back married. This is the storyline. Editors are
Mhm.
keeping this clip in here for a reason. And they have asked
Mhm.
mom this over and over in ITMs for a reason to get her to say it this way so they could clip it this way. What's that
Mhm.
reason? I propose, I submit to you, ladies and gentlemen of the 90 Day Fiancé jury, that the reason editors have included this, I think we're going to have a marriage. Remember, the advice has been we've already heard this clip through the storyline to get
Mhm.
the K3 visa, to get the spousal visa. That will also be a faster way to a green card when he gets here so we can start working. I think that's the plan. I think she went to the attorney. That's what they decided. I believe we're going to come back married.
I think you're right. That's the only way that man's gonna come into the country, I have a feeling, is if they get married.
And we don't know the whole story yet,
Mm-mm.
but like Asia has vowed, we're going to get to the bottom of it.
Mhm.
Kissy Katie and Josh. We are leaving the hotel. Now, look, I usually ask Rob to check everything behind me because
Mhm.
I would leave my head around if it wasn't attached. But I don't have OCD. And I'm completely fine with whatever he does. If he checks,
Mhm.
whatever, it's fine. I'll accept it. I wonder, though, if Katie, even though she's asking Josh to double check, I don't know that that's going to scratch the itch she has. I feel like she's still going to compulsively need to go behind him and check.
Which I think she does. I mean, she's got the phone out with the light, looking under the bed, under the coffee table. She finds a quarter. I
Well,
have a
the
feeling.
time crunch stresses her out. She said, triggers her OCD. But
Uh-huh.
then we also see where she procrastinates until the last minute. It's like a
Mhm.
dual-edged sword. That seems really tough.
Right. And I have a feeling like if she was in management or something, she would totally be a micromanager. Like it would drive her crazy without double checking every single thing that she asks someone to do.
Which actually could be a strength in some ways of her OCD, but then in other ways, it would probably stress her out more. For me, I procrastinate. I procrastinate all day. And
Yes,
when I
you
get to
do.
a time crunch, it actually kicks my ass in gear. I don't
Well,
get
and
stressed, I get motivated. That's how
right.
my ADHD works.
But you're also someone who has someone like me in place who's very, I'm like structured and organized. Everything has to be done like almost on a schedule. Like I
I'm just going
plan it and want
You
it done.
do, but I made it through law school without you. And that's how I worked then too. In law
Right.
school, we had one test at the end of the semester. So you know what my ass
Yeah.
did? I didn't pick up a book until 3 weeks before exams.
Yeah. See that? I There are some things in my life that I do procrastinate on, but generally, I like to clear my plate every single day. Like, whatever it is, I like to just
Right.
do it, get it over with, so it's dealt with and I don't have to deal with it.
But Katie, she gets more stressed and
Mhm.
it triggers her need to check and double check, which is time
Right.
consuming. So it's kind of a catch-22
It
there, where
it's
for
counter
me, it kicks my ass in gear. I'm not
Yeah.
stressed. I'm like, now I
Her
can do it and do it quickly.
Right, hers is counter efficient. That's the word I would use because
Whereas
of
if I had more time, I would dilly-dally. I'd dilly-dally.
we dilly-dally, and you'll drag me into the dilly-dally, and I'm just glad that
And now I'm dragging all the channel searchers into the dilly-dally.
I know.
We're going to go see this apartment. When they left the hotel, I was like, this looks like they're leaving the storage unit. What? Besides, like, is this all decorations? Is this like a whole 4th of July closet? It was so full you could barely see out the back window, which is fine, perfectly
Right. Well,
legal
remember
because truck
she
drivers can't see out the back window. So not being able to see through the rear view, it's
Right,
fine.
but remember when
Turn.
she was welcoming him, she had put up all this, welcome to the United States
Right.
stuff.
How
So
much of that shit did they
I
have?
don't know. There must have been a lot of it though, because he was still taking decorations down. But I have
Are
to
we
say,
saving it for later?
maybe they'll recycle. Who knows? Maybe they'll
That's,
recycle for
yeah,
the
that's
4th of
good.
July.
That's good.
But I was cracking up when they got in the car because of the farting, where she was farting. Fart, 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 she said, and he's just sitting there trying to survive.
You know what my daddy calls that? Crop dusting.
The car is always the worst space for that. It's so confined.
This girl is gassed up. She is squealing. She's so excited about this. She's not golden orange, Josh. Josh is
She-
there looking at Kissy Katie like, I calm down. I'm not that excited. He looks like he smelled boiled eggs.
actually thought he did a pretty good job of covering up how bad it must have probably smelled.
He's like, oh, I see what you had for breakfast. So Kissy Katie, apparently, allegedly, she don't remember because she was drinking. But before she left the bar, she asked everybody to kiss her. Now, Josh is not down with that. And she says, look, it wasn't like a makeout kiss, it was a friendly kiss. But the point is, Katie, the point is, it's not always just a friendly kiss. A lot of times, people are like, oh my God, I didn't realize you were trying to lick the inside of my stomach lining with your tongue. So, how does he know that this was just like a friendly peck on the lips like you would give your grandma when you were a kid?
Well, I mean, it's just so out of the ordinary for most people. I mean, stop and think about it. We just don't go around kissing people. And it's completely, I would say, unrelatable for him. And he finds it disrespectful. And I feel rightfully so. I get that. I would feel the same way. It's almost like it's some kind of obsession, fetish. I don't know what you want to call
It's a
it.
the
Need.
perfect compulsive disorder. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just so out there as far as, most people don't do that.
However, it's mixed with alcohol. So
Mhm.
I don't know. Channel surfers, educate us if you know. Does the alcohol trigger the compulsive behavior, or is Katie just using this as an excuse? The compulsivity. Or is it a mixture of both? Is it not that simple? I should ask my next door neighbor. She's a therapist. But I'm out of town
Yeah.
this week visiting parents. And she's out of town this week at a Sandals resort. So
Yeah.
we'll talk to
I
her when
mean,
she gets back.
I know from experience, like, let's say my germophobia stuff that we talk about, like I would never use somebody's chapstick, drink after them, or anything like that. And I
Oh,
remember,
1,000%. I was thinking Dee would never do this because she's not getting near anybody to do
right,
it.
but the point I was trying to make is I remember me and my husband going out with my sister and her new boyfriend, current husband now at the time. But it was several years ago, and we had gone to a bar, and of course we had been drinking. And at some point I asked her for her chapstick because my lips were dry, and I just used the chapstick, and she's like, okay, I know you've been drinking now because you just used my chapstick. And she knew that it was something I would not do.
Or you just used her chapstick, and when she went to put it on, it tasted like pure ethanol. Dang
I
it,
kind of
Dee.
felt like it
Too much.
it I think that it was more like, I don't care. The alcohol kind of made me like it doesn't matter to me. Like I didn't focus on it like I did when I was not drinking.
Like I said, I was kissy Katie. I remember in law school, one of my guy friends, he's like, you're always hanging out with guys at bars, girls at bars, whoever at bars. I was like, yeah, it's fine. I'm drinking. And
Mhm.
he's like, I would want to date you, but you're making out with everybody. Like, I wouldn't know if I was special. I was like, I don't care. Didn't say I wanted to date you, did I? Anyway, I was having fun. Don't need to ruin my fun. I'm not trying to get you to ruin my fun either. I was just there to play tennis and drink coffee, maybe toke a little, smoke a little, toke a little. We called it hippie high. Anyway, Josh and Katie, excited about the apartment. Although Josh may be regretting his decision a little. The fumes are starting to get in his head.
Mhm.
Come back over to Marissa and Edward. They look smitten together. They both look smitten together.
Well, they just got a lot of sex the night before.
And they both are like, the other ones are really good.
Mhm.
But that's why I think that this is played up. Because Marissa She just has this big smile on her face when she's doing it. Like, she's almost being a caricature, and he's smiling and just kind of prodding back at her.
It's a possibility, but I get what he's saying where he feels like he's in the military, like he's in some
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of training. Like there's just no give on some of this stuff with her. For one thing, the smoothies, I would have been like, where's breakfast? Like she may be used to eating smoothies, but she doesn't ask him, do you want eggs and bacon or something like that? She just throws a smoothie at him.
And a hard-boiled egg, a cold, pre-cooked hard-boiled egg.
Packaged.
In what world of Edward's does a hard-boiled egg take 5 minutes to make? How the hell is he cooking them? It takes me way longer than 5 minutes, and it doesn't matter which way I do it. And channel surfers, they're probably like, what do you mean which way you do it? So, you could boil the water and then boil the egg, which it takes a while to boil the water. Even with a gas stove, it takes a while to boil the water.
Right.
On the other hand, what I typically do is put my eggs into cupcake tins
Mhm.
and put them in the oven and bake them, and it hard boils them. But that still
Mhm.
takes about 20 minutes. And then you don't have to use the water.
Right. I mean, when I do hard-boiled eggs, I typically boil several at a time so that you can just grab them out of the refrigerator to eat or use in salads or, whatever
Right.
you want to use them in. I don't ever see myself buying one in a package though like that and opening
I don't think
it
she
and
bought one
eating
in a
it.
package. She probably bought a multi-pack of singles.
Yeah, I still wouldn't. No.
I've bought the ones that are in like a Ziploc.
I've never even seen them.
Have you
I'm
ever
sure
eaten
they're
them
there.
warm?
Yeah, but usually I'm in like the process of cutting them up for something else and I might take a bite or something. It doesn't really bother me if they're warm or cold. He was expressing that he had never eaten them cold, so
Well,
I'm
I've never
assuming,
had them warm.
yeah, I've never
Mine are
eaten it like
usually deviled.
purposely yeah, I usually cut them up to put them in something else and I'll be eating on them as I'm cutting them up. That's the only time I've eaten them as warm.
My mom gave Jake a hard-boiled egg this morning, and he was not feeling it.
Not impressed.
I feel like you have to do something to him.
I gotta devil mine. I don't like to eat just a hard-boiled egg. I won't do it.
Double or put hummus in them.
I'm gonna double them. That's just me.
Whole bed thing. Pulling the sheets tight. I don't get that. Like, maybe if she was tucking them in to the sides and you want it tight so when you get in, but still, you still have to pull it back. She was just pulling the head part. Marissa
Yeah.
was pulling, like, the part that you would pull back to get in. What's the point?
I
This
don't
doesn't
know.
seem efficient.
I mean, that's to me, I just slap it up there because it's gonna get messed up in a few hours when I get back in it anyway. For her, I really felt like it was more the aesthetic as she walked into the room the way that she wanted to see it visually.
But she loves looking at that dressing table
Yeah.
of
But
bottles.
the stripes on the pillow had to be going a specific way. The zigzag on that pillow had to be going a specific way. And you can tell he's completely confused. Like, this is not something that even registers in his brain as being important. And
She said
heaven
she can't
forbid.
help it because she's lived alone for 6 years, but I don't think that's the reason that you can't help it because Rob lived
Well,
alone for a long time. I lived alone for a long time. Trust me,
everybody
I am not
has.
putting my pillows, no,
Look, I
I'm not
just
putting
think
my pillow stripes a certain way. Like, what is gonna crack? What egg is gonna crack if we turn the stripes a different
oh, well,
way? And we kind of see a glimpse of that when he jumps on the bed. I'm like, oh gosh, it's like that man just dropped a duty on the bed the way she.
her face was cracking me up because at first I was like, okay, does she find it humorous? And then I realized, no, she does not find this humorous at all.
But
This
that's
was-
also where I think we're doing some acting.
It's possible, but I mean, this was a big deal. This
She's
this
like, oh yeah, I'm
started
supposed to be
downstairs.
serious. He's so playful.
Yeah, this started downstairs in the kitchen, and she was like, come on, I need to take you upstairs and show you how to make the bed correctly. And that would have just pissed me off in the first place. Look, I get having particular ways of doing things. I am one of those people, but I also know that it's a me issue. So I appreciate someone's effort. And then when they're
Yeah.
not looking, I just go fix it the way that I want it. If something needs to be turned a certain direction for
Right.
me or folded a certain way, there was effort, there was care put into doing it. So when they're not looking, I would just go and change it the way I want it. I would not expect someone to have the little idiosyncrasy. What's the word I'm trying to say? Idiosyncrasy.
Idiosyncrasies.
Yes, thank you. That I do about doing things.
He didn't see the side of her on vacation when she was drinking pina coladas on the
Mhm.
beach. Of course, she was relaxed on vacation. This is not what he's getting now. If I were him, I mean, I'm just such a smartass. I would have been like, now let me show you how to make the bed. I would have hopped in that thing, hopped out and been like, that's it. It's going to be there just like that when I get back in it
Mhm.
tonight.
Right.
That's how we do it. That's how the royal we does it. On to Nito and Debbie, which he calls Dee Dee.
Mhm.
Dee and I have, I think, different takes on this. You start.
I know where you're going to go. And I agree.
Well, don't guess. I will say it. You start with your side.
I understand his frustration at having the phone thrown at him, whether it was his face or his lap. She shouldn't have done it. On the same token, I can't say that I haven't been upset with someone in a conversation and pick up a glass and throw it across the room or something like that. Not at them, but
I
just
picked up a
throw
fist
it.
and threw it across their face.
No, I didn't throw it at them, but like just
Or
across the
throw
room in
down.
frustration. Look,
Dee throw
this
down.
this guy drives me crazy. There is no compromising. There is no meeting her halfway. He is expecting to lay his law down and she needs to follow it, no questions asked. If she gets mad, that's not acceptable. And his answer to anything that she tends to disagree with is, I will pack up and go home. I will pack up and go
Right.
home.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
That's like saying I want a divorce in a marriage.
Yeah.
He is like, just go home. Don't threaten it. I agree with
Mhm.
that part. She should not have thrown a phone at him. She got mad. She wanted
Mhm.
it to just be her and him. She didn't want to take pictures of him. She was tired and she threw the phone at him.
Mhm.
That's assault.
Mhm.
Let's imagine the situation reversed and he was throwing the phone at her because
Mhm.
she was asking for a video and he was just tired of it and just threw the phone. Debbie says that Mido doesn't communicate, but she's communicating by throwing things at him. That's also immature. They are both miscommunicating here. And Midas, he says the Quran, his culture says that a woman should respect her husband. You shouldn't do anything that could physically harm your spouse.
Mhm.
That's abuse. That's physical abuse. Now, she also said, I don't want to be your big fan. I want to be
Mhm.
your wife. And I get what he's saying. Like, you can be both. Now, I wouldn't expect her to be my big fan. Maybe he's not a good actor. You know,
I
maybe
don't think
worse
so.
than Marissa when her and Edward are on the show.
Mhm.
But like my husband, I think he's an amazing guitar player. I go to concerts. I'm like, wow, he's better than these people on stage.
I don't
And
think
I like
that's
support him
Yeah, I
wanting to
don't
go
think
out
that
and do gigs.
Yeah, I don't think that she's not supporting him. I think that all she's seeing from him, though, is him wanting her to support this dream no matter what, when her dream is, I just want the two of us to get married. They're on two different pages as far as what their priorities
I
seem to
don't
be.
agree
She can be,
because he made a good point. He said the customs agent said if we don't have pictures, we have problems. They want to prove that this relationship is real. So he's saying this is a way to do it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play devil's advocate on myself. Pictures of just you alone, maybe not helping. Also, as far as cameras, you have an entire camera crew following you around
hmm
and maybe making it look like you're here for the wrong reasons. So I don't know how necessarily super concerned we are about customs. Although I will say judges likely would not admit clips from a reality TV show as evidence because
Mhm.
they are so highly produced.
Look, all we've seen so far is everything he's involved in requires her taking pictures and videos for him. So I think there was probably plenty of them. I think he used it as an excuse to shut her up.
And why is everything that we're seeing revolving around her taking pictures of him? Because
Mhm.
that is the storyline that TLC
Mhm.
is pushing. They film hours and hours on end for months. And we get, what, a 10-minute clip maybe every other week for a
Mhm.
couple of months?
Right. All
It's
I'm
what they want to show us. It's what their storyline is. Clearly, the storyline here is this guy's a sucky actor. All he wants to do is go and try to make it big in Hollywood. And the whole audience is watching along going, yeah, he's
Mhm.
not going to make it big.
No. But honestly, my thought was if I was her sitting at that table and the first time that he said I would leave, I would be like the
Go.
second time I'm going to leave if you don't do
Agreed.
this or do this. I would have been like I will
Go.
help you pack your bags. I couldn't believe that her dumbass when he got done with all of that was, "Well, I want my ring." What the hell, woman? Pack his bags.
You don't think the camera crew sitting there and the producer are like, talk about this issue you had? They didn't go in there and just naturally talk about it
I'm
either.
sure that
They are getting ideas from production, which
like
is why they're both smiling and giggling when they're talking about the ring.
and I get
Sorry,
that
sorry to get rid of the demystifying thing for anybody who doesn't realize how edited this stuff is. But absolutely, like this is planned. This is planned by production. We have to like read between the lines. And I see what you're saying. If that it really is what's happening all the time, it's a problem. But even one time him threatening to go home, to me, that's a problem.
Mhm.
Don't make a threat. Just say it when you're ready to leave or not in a heated moment, but have a discussion when everything is calm and be like, look, I am so stressed out about the situation that sometimes I think my only option is to go home, but I really want to work this out with you. And this is what we need to do to work on our communication. You need to
Yeah.
not throw things at me because even doing that once is wrong.
Mhm.
And I need to not shut down communication. But then again, to be fair, if a boyfriend or a husband threw something at me, I probably wouldn't want to talk to them either. I would probably want to go home.
Mhm.
I would be the same way. If you flip that role, are we being gender biased by saying, oh, he should just suck it up and deal with it because he's a guy?
No, but he's also I don't know. It
He
just came
deserves it
across
because he wants a lot of pictures of himself. It's just,
no,
I
the
don't
whole
like it.
conversation he had with her just seemed very demanding to me and like he was training her. You do this, I'm going home. If you
Yeah,
act
he
like this,
is
I'm
training
going
her
home.
not to throw things at him. You're not going to treat me that way. I would act the same.
It was more than just throwing it. If you show me a temper, I will go home. He's accepting no excuses, no nothing. Aside from throwing the phone. This conversation was after the whole phone situation conversation. This is, you do this, I'm going home. You do this, I'm going home. It was like there's no if, ands, or but about this. This is not negotiable. If you behave this way or say things this way, I go home.
If you're yelling at me and throwing things at me, I'm going home.
Absolutely. But it didn't sound like
I don't know. Channel
I just
surfers,
felt I felt
where do
like
you
it
fall on this?
yeah,
Mito and Debbie. I get it. I see both sides, but Debbie, use your words, not your hands to throw things.
Debbie, use your brain.
Debbie, put your hands in your pockets and keep your hands to yourself. Let's sit on our hands, Debbie. No, 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 no. Keep your finger out of that hole, Debbie. Okay, good job. Move-in day for Katie and Josh. What do you think, Dee?
I was shocked at that apartment. I thought there was more to it when they first walked in, and I was like, wow.
I hate it. I thought it was cute.
Hate it? I just thought there's more to it, right? But apparently there's not.
Well, a lot of places, big spaces are luxury. And even with the concrete floors, it looked very modern, like modern
Mhm.
minimalist. I thought it was cute. And the first thing I thought was it needs rugs, which was the first thing I thought about
You
Marissa's
always think
bedroom.
everything needs rugs. Even carpet needs rugs.
Like I said, Marissa's bedroom needs some rugs. But and that's what Katie thought. I swear, me and Katie on the same page. Like, mattress doesn't matter. I'm not like pulling the sheets tight. Sometimes I'm just throwing a comforter over it and putting another comforter
Well,
on top of me.
Look, we
But
went from one extreme with Marissa's bedroom to Katie and her defiled mattress that she brought in. That was
no, I mean, part of it could be it's been in storage.
absolutely, but he wasn't liking it too well.
It's also a single slash
What the hell?
twin.
Like, why didn't she at least find a double for them or something?
You can get like an entire king size bed on Amazon for like $500.
Well,
mean,
I don't
it's an
know that
expense.
space would have taken a king size, but it definitely would have taken a double.
But that's what I'm saying. She could have gotten a bigger bed.
Yeah,
She
even if
could
it
have
had
gotten
to be
another twin possibly and smushed them together.
Yeah, or I mean, even an air mattress till they could, find the bed that they wanted or whatever. But I was shocked that the two of them were cramming themselves into that single bed.
I mean, I like sleep, well, not by myself, with a 5-year-old who kicks me all night and a king size bed and a dog.
Mm-hmm.
I like my space though. She broke me down though. Katie broke me down. I am usually like enjoying it. Like I totally get where she's coming from. That quote unquote strap on, which that's not a strap on. She has this dildo, and one side goes in her, and the other side she uses to peg whoever else. This is used. And she's sitting there saying, like, oh, Josh, want me to peg you? This is used and it's been cleaned. She says boiled, but then we're sitting in ITMs, and Josh turns around and looks at her and is like, there's a smudge there.
Plus, there's hair sticking to it, he said.
Like, even if you boil, no, like, just get something new. Go buy a ding squash. Just don't
Don't
no.
reuse a dildo, for fuck's sakes. Don't do it.
I mean, your own, yes, but no. One that you've used with, no. And I don't know why. I don't know why I feel this way, because we reuse the same things that are attached to our bodies.
Yeah.
With different people, and we're not boiling that, but still, there's just something.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm being a prude here.
No, I don't think so. And I don't think he's that
part was
into her
there
using it
and the
anyway.
smudge.
I got the feeling that this is probably going to be something that disappears and she never finds it. Because I don't think he wants that stuck in him.
I don't know if that's the case, because like they started making out and I was like, oh, he's probably reaching his hand around the side of that trying to grab it now. All these all turned on. Get it, Josh. Beep, 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 beep.
I thought it was one of those fire alarm beeps where the battery is low.
But no, it's the garage. The garage in Katie and Josh's apartment. This little beeps at them all throughout the night.
Every time the parking garage door goes up or down. And apparently they must be like right over top of this garage door. I would be moving out. There's no way. I would never get any sleep. That noise is not, no.
All right, let me give you a pro tip. As a type 1 diabetic with a type 1 diabetic 5-year-old son, who both have continuous glucose monitors that beep at me throughout the entire night, put on noise-canceling headphones. Okay, I still hear the beeps enough to wake up. I don't know. The other stuff just drowns it out. And then my husband sleeps in a different room, so he doesn't hear our little symphony of beeps.
I had a fire alarm in the ceiling.
That's different. That's so
in my
shrill.
old house where it kept doing the beep thing.
Yeah, I can't.
I literally jerked the thing off of the ceiling. That's how irritated that I was. I pulled it off of the ceiling.
You jerked it off?
And threw it. Yes.
You jerked it off?
I jerked it off and threw it.
I'm going to clip that. And yeah, Dee likes to throw it down.
You always go in
throwing
the
everything. Jerking things off and then throwing it around. No wonder you think that Dee Dee's phone toss is not a big deal.
I throw everything when I get mad. So yes, I don't throw it at people, but I throw crap when I get mad. So I'm not thinking it's that big a deal.
Apparently you jerk them off too when you get mad. Yeah.
So,
That's how you get some from Dee.
your mind always goes to the gutter.
You said jerk off, not me.
Yeah.
I just repeated it.
I
like
said it
parrots.
innocently. You took it
And
another level
it's,
up.
it's just an innocent jerk off. Hand check. No,
Yeah.
it just an innocent jerk off. Marissa and Edward are going on a power walk. And another example, they're just so playful. He's making this face at her, sticking his tongue out, but it's very playful. And he actually looks like he is enjoying the jog, because if it was me, I would be sitting on the side of the road like, I'm dying. Water me.
Yeah, walking is not in my vocabulary. I tried that. It doesn't work very
I
well.
tried it before.
Yeah. Then I bought roller skates. That didn't go any better.
Oh, yeah. I got rollerblades, remember? Earlier this year when I tried to do the little twirly and almost broke my arm. I might have still heard something because this finger pops in and out and gets stuck sometimes. My friend has PT. She's like, it might be a torn ligament.
I know.
I don't know.
I
We'll
got a
just deal with
boo-boo.
it.
I have a boo-boo right now where I fell coming up my steps the other day.
It's hard being Indian.
Huh?
Anyway,
What'd you
so
say?
they're going to meet.
What did you say?
They're going to meet Michael and the boys. And his biggest concern, Michael's, according to Marissa, is that he doesn't want somebody replacing him as daddy. Which,
She actually said the kids had that concern more than Michael did. The kids were more concerned about it. So Edward's like, why are the kids more concerned about it?
Right.
Yeah.
Why are they?
Yeah, I don't understand why. Because he was talking about them apparently doing a trip to the DR and they had a great time. He got along great with the kids. And I understand why it's so important for him. I hadn't thought about this until
See, I thought he said this is his first time meeting the kids and he'll be meeting them with Michael.
I thought that he said they had gone to the Dominican Republic with her and had a visit there and that he got along great with the kids. This is really important to him because he has chosen to pick her instead of not having children. So being a part of her
kids.
Yeah, he loves kids and being a part of their life is really important to him.
Right. And exactly. He knows she doesn't want more kids. So he had to decide, do I want kids or do I want to be with the love of my life? You know, my husband and I dated for like a year and then we broke up because he wasn't sure he ever wanted to get married or have kids. And then I went and got engaged to somebody else who had kids, who had been married before. That didn't work out well. When the babysitter got involved. I mean, not blaming her. It was his fault. But
Stereotype.
after that, I was like, I don't know if I even care about having kids and getting married now. I just want to be with the person I want to be with. And when I went and started dating my now husband again, that was that. Like, I knew I couldn't change him. That's the attitude I took into it. Like, I don't even care about that anymore. Is that what I want, or do I want to be with the right person?
Right.
So I get where he's coming from. And I also love kids. I really don't think there's a problem here. I think that this is something that they have talked about and producers know. You know, they ask, what is your relationship like? What have been your hurdles? What has been your journey getting to where we're now filming you for the next few months? Tell us about your journey so we can explain this to the audience. Ooh, I keep hitting my mic. And good for them for having this conversation.
Because, you know,
And, like,
Mallorie hasn't had it with
yes.
her fiance at all. What?
Potatoes. So I don't know. As we get to the end, I think there's this super healthy communication between him and Michael.
Good.
And I don't know. To me, it just feels like this is going to work out. And they're not having these problems. They have resolved it all. But in the beginning, and I mean, maybe he's adjusted to living like what do they call the people that just joined the military? Anyway, maybe he's adjusted to being in military life with Marissa. I don't know. They're both seem happy. Or maybe it's just that sex. Maybe it's just that. It's enough to put a smile on both of their
The
faces.
sex glow hasn't worn off yet.
I don't know if it's ever going to wear off. That's spit shined right there. Rash and Mallory, they are getting ready for the hoedown, throwdown, Southern family reunion. And they go into the store, which reminds me, it looks like a general mass store, but it reminds me of this little place when my office was right outside of Charlotte that Dee and I used to go have lunch. It looks like the inside of that store. And they would have like homemade country cooking, and they had a bunch of
Oh.
preserves and jams
It was
and
the best lunch. And
so
that
good.
dump cake they had. I still can remember that dump cake. It
They had
was so good.
everything. Baked goods, pralines, like everything.
It was so good.
And it looks like the inside of that store.
Now I'm hungry.
Well, although in that store, I do not remember there being a deer head. And Rash is shocked. He's like, is that real? Like, can I take a pic? Why? What? This is like shocking to him. Let's just not go into Shay's house.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Let's
Stay
not
away
do
from
that.
Shay.
We will need an ambulance. We will probably need shockers to restart your heart. You would be like, there's a damn fish on the wall? What the hell?
All that wasted food.
I don't even know how you taxidermy me a fish. Do you
Me
scrape the meat
either.
out?
I don't know.
I have no idea. But that's besides the point. He's rightfully freaked out about this. I mean, I would be too. But I'm freaked out by the fact that my refrigerator is like a little animal mausoleum with bacon and stuff in it now. I digress. I love his outfit. Rash's outfit, the jean jacket, the short sleeve white shirt, the baseball hat that's on backwards and then he turns it around. He looks like a good Southern boy. He is. He's looking cute.
He's fitting in really nicely.
Yes, he is. So far. But at this party, Mallory has asked that some of the guests be uninvited because they have called Rash a terrorist because he's Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
And Rash says that's how Americans think. Rash, no. No. Mallory is so worried about what might happen at this party, what someone might say. I can honestly say if Rash came around my friends, I would not have not one concern that anybody would judge him.
Right.
for
Well,
being
and she
Muslim.
said that her friends were not like that, but some of the people that might be at the party that were not necessarily her friends.
Well, they're
So
not
she
her
had-
friends because this is how they
Right. So
react.
she asked that they not be invited because she doesn't
Right.
want them
It sounds like
there.
she rightfully ended the friendship over that. But then again, what would you do here? Because if you tell him, if Mallory tells Rash, as she did, that some people said a certain thing, first of all, he's going to wonder who it was and if they're
Mhm.
there. And if he finds out who it was, rightfully so, he's going to maybe not be so open to addressing them.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say. If I was in that position, I probably would not have said anything. He can stand on his merit with his character and the person that he is, and they would see it much quicker than him being on his guard because she's told him something. I would have been like, look, he's got a great personality. He's got great character. They will see as soon as they start talking to him that he's not like that.
But instead, because Rash now knows that some of these people at this party
Mm-hmm.
have said this stuff, which is horrible, it may make him more guarded. And then
Right.
that's the vibe that they get. But I get where she's coming from. I get where Mallory's coming from, wanting to protect Rash from people that have said horrible things. But also, I get that exposure to other
Mhm.
people with other customs, other lifestyles, that can open your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Mallory is crying. She's thinking about Rash's family and just how lovely they are and how they've
Mm-hmm.
just welcomed her with open arms. And she's
Right.
just sobbing. I wonder if she also held those beliefs about the Muslim faith and people from other countries until she expanded her worldview. And now she's like maybe feeling guilty that she had that because they're so lovely to her.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
But I get it. That's a hard situation. And I don't know what I do. I mean, one option is absolutely not go, or if let him know, and then if those people come, walk out, which may be where she's headed because there's no need for him to even associate with them. And why does
Mhm,
he have to teach them the lesson that you can't judge everybody by a horrible
mhm,
stereotype?
right.
Yeah, I don't know that I would have said anything, no. And if that
Yeah,
person showed up and I would stick
I would have dealt
close.
with it then.
I would have
Yeah.
stuck close and
Mhm.
been ready to defend. Now, I'm not going to throw down like Dee and Mallory would. Mallory's ready to throw some fists.
Yeah, I have no problem doing that either. I'm getting a little old for it, but I'm as good once as I ever was or whatever the song goes.
How'd it go? So we finally meet.
Maxwell.
I want to see some before pictures. I want to see. She said he was skinny, and he's so worried about it. He's like, "Do I look big to you now?" She's making him go to the gym. Let's talk about a drill sergeant with Marissa.
Well, I'm
Marissa,
not.
Marissa and Asia are going to team up at the reunion and like swap notes. God
Yeah.
help Maxwell and Edward.
I'm just not too fond of the whole everything she wanted to change about him stuff. That's not cool with me, but whatever.
He is ready to do anything for her, though. That man's
I
like,
mean, he's
yes,
gorgeous.
ma'am.
I don't really see what he might have
So
needed
we
that she
need some
thought.
more pictures. He reminds me a little bit of Malcolm Jamal Warner. Rest in
Mhm.
peace. Dio from The Cosby Show. Everybody had a crush on him.
I
He's just
see.
tall. He's got the
Mhm.
dimples. He is good looking. They are good looking together. That makes some pretty
Mhm.
babies. His mama is gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Yes.
When he's leaving the house and she's like, "Oh, here's the flowers." Like she's making sure her son is treating these ladies right. And he does. She jumps in his arms, Aisha does, when she gets off the plane. Maxwell her mom some flowers and gives her a kiss on the head. It's very sweet. And the
Mhm.
way that he's just like ready to do anything she asks. I'm
He
like,
wants to get to America bad. I'm
um,
sorry.
I'm thinking puppy love. Why wouldn't he be in love with her? She's
Huh?
beautiful.
Well, yeah. I was just being a smartass. That's what I literally. I'm Lauren's paralegal and
And I'm
smartass
over
co-host.
analyzing it. Um, I was thinking scam, 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 scam. And of course, I am taking us where producers are taking us. And now I'm thinking, oh my God, this is the romance of the century. They're about to get married. She's going to come back to the U.S. pregnant.
Yeah, well, I'm not there with you yet. I'm still remembering fraud. So, uh,
Rash, if you're not using those baby clothes because Mallory's decided no
yeah,
kids,
send them
I
over
think that
to.
Aisha
Yeah,
and Maxwell might have some cute little kids that would look adorable at that baby doll. He's so cute.
he's very cute.
He's so cute.
Handsome.
You go, girl. I
Now I
see
know
why
why
she's like, if
she's.
I wait 2 or 3 years, I don't care.
Well, I was just getting ready to say, now I understand why she's avoiding all the red flags and not paying any attention to them.
It's so funny. Like when we see them, you don't get a feel for it as much on the video as when you
Mhm.
see them together in person and you see his big arms around her and her jumping into his arms. Like, I wonder if it's at all the same way with Asia and Maxwell when they're talking to each other on video.
Mm.
It doesn't all connect until they get together, or when they get together, if they feel that same connection. It's almost
Yeah.
the Love is Blind thing.
Well, I'm gonna hold off because, I really got burnt with 90 Day the Other Way because I thought Jonathan was just amazing and he just turned out to be this total and complete ass.
I mean, to be fair, Chloe's still climbing in palm trees looking for him, but
Yeah, I know, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, every episode I was like, poor Jonathan, and then we get to the end and I'm like, holy shit.
I'm usually extra cautious, but I'm throwing my heart on the line for this one. I'm going with the flow like a Pisces. Producers will probably burn me. They might do that, and wait, last week, our reading, didn't it say that this was like the one? It did.
I
agreed
don't
with
know. We'll
Patricia.
have to do
It did. Okay, I'm going with Asian Maxwell. This is the real deal. Um, Another thing, it's not like proof beyond a reasonable doubt that you need when it comes to immigration.
mm-hmm.
And I can see where two guys having met two girls wanting to marry best friends, I can see how they might want more evidence.
I think there's more to it than just that because of them saying fraud. So I'm interested to see what the fraud's going to turn out to
Well,
be.
that's what they're saying is the fraud is that they're just trying to get over there.
Yeah.
And
But
like I said, it's not proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Another thing is we have certain quotas for how many people we can accept. And the quotas also go by countries.
mm-hmm.
So that's why they have to show like, this is real. We're not going to take somebody else's position as
Right.
a scam. Why did
The
they
fraud.
schedule their appointments together? Why didn't they schedule them at different
Well,
times?
when I think fraud, I'm just thinking that something was misrepresented and they figured it out. And that's the reason why
Well,
they said fraud.
D, they think that Maxwell and his friend are misrepresenting that they are actually in love with Asia and her friend, and that they are just trying to get over to the US because
Mhm.
how would two best friends meet two other best friends? And
Well,
again,
and
this is all we know about it, and it could be deeper. And this is
right.
why Asia's like, I'm going
But
to suss it out. But when you actually see them together,
yeah.
that's not, I'm getting
I mean,
like a good vibe.
I don't
The
think it's
puppy
that
love.
uncommon that two girls going to a foreign country on vacation that meet a guy and his best friend might not both fall in love with them.
And
That's
both get engaged and both have the guy then go to their country.
yeah.
It's not as simple as we just went and we're both in love now. This is
Mhm.
like we're both showing up at the embassy at the same time. And maybe it has to do like well, no, because Asia and her friend weren't there with them. Maybe they were just like, okay, the embassy is however far away. We're just going to take a trip together. I
Yeah,
don't
I don't
know.
know. I'm just we'll see.
I'm the one now questioning this, like, but not questioning it. I'm questioning why they questioned it.
Mhm.
Why?
Well,
I
you're
want
the
answers.
optimist, so you just go right ahead. You have
Not
enough for
usually.
both of us.
Okay, usually, yeah. I'm realistic.
Mhm.
Time for the big reveal. Marissa is going to introduce Edward to Michael. I freaking love both Michael and Edward.
I
Both
love
of them.
Michael. I'm ready to DM him.
I love both. Hell yeah, D.
He's in
Hell
my
yeah,
age
D.
group. He's good
Jump in.
looking.
Well, that was the thing so Michael, I mean, he's like you. He's scrappy. He's like, I will throw
Mhm.
down. These are my kids. If I find out that you slap something off the table, then
And
I'm
they call
not
me
knocking.
afraid.
I'm coming in the middle of the night. I'm busting the door and I'm going to throw down.
Mhm.
And Edward gives the perfect response. He says, we have the same goals here. We want
Mhm.
the best for Marissa and for the kids. I can be aggressive, but not toward women.
Mhm.
And then in ITMs, Edward is saying, look, men like to show that they big, bad, and can fight, but he doesn't know me. I can fight him. You know what I know? Michael's like 80 and Edward is in his 30s. Remember, Edward can jump on the trampoline. Michael can't. So, I mean, even though Edward is like, I'm too old for this.
I
And they're
don't.
like, get in there, kiddo.
Yeah, but that was not my takeaway from that conversation was not the same as Edward's. I don't think that
I think that
Michael
Edward could throw down.
he probably could, but the point is I don't think he was trying to
He's like,
intimidate him.
Grandpa, don't try to swing
Yeah,
at
no,
me.
I don't think he was trying to intimidate him. I think he was letting him know my kids mean the most to me. Nothing is
was.
going to stop me if my
Agreed.
kids pick up that phone and say they are afraid. I'm coming. I'm not knocking. I'm coming in.
I just loved it. From the moment that Michael walked in, the first thing he does, he looks at Edward, he shakes his hand. He's like, how was your trip, man? He asks him a question, and then he
Mhm.
turns to Marissa and she says, how are the kids? And he goes, pain in the butt as usual. Like
Yeah,
normal pains in the butt, which I'm like laughing at that point and thinking, yeah,
we all
I
can
get
relate
that
to that.
comment.
Mhm.
And then they go outside and the kids are on the trampoline and Marissa's like, get in there, champ. And Edward's going, I'm too old for this. He's like climbing in, pulling up his pants. And they're like, you're the youngest. You're the one that's got to do this with them. And then Michael turns to Marissa. He's like, you're going to do this forever as Michael,
Thick and
as
thin.
Edward is through thick and thin as he's trying to jump on the trampoline. Maybe doesn't have the best balance there.
I was sitting there thinking, okay, that she's got 3 kids. That's
I
what.
was sitting there thinking for the rest of your lives, well, his life might not last too long if you're making him get up there on the trampoline with those kids. Look,
Mhm.
early 30s, I think he's got a few more years in him. We've got about 8 years before, I mean, maybe less than that before it's going to be tough. Although the kids in 8 years aren't going to be jumping on the trampoline with them. So yeah, get in
Look,
there, champ.
hey, I would get on the trampoline.
I would break my neck if
I
I did
might,
that.
but I am
I
that
can't even walk down a
adventurous.
staircase without falling off of the
I
side of it.
correction, I can't walk up the stairs without falling off of them.
Dee's ready to get on the trampoline and throw down. Also rated DM
Story of my
Michael.
life.
So they go in and the kids go upstairs to watch their phones. Marissa asks if they want water. Michael's like, no, ma'am, I'd like whiskey. And both the guys are sitting there having whiskey. Now, he starts with what we talked about. Don't treat her wrong. I'm
Mhm.
this worried about my kids. Bad ex or husband, going to be a better ex-husband. But then we turn to advice. And I'm thinking they're a few whiskeys deep at this point because the answers Michael starts giving, it's like, fuck what they think.
I thought it was really
Forget
good
about
advice.
it. It
My
was great advice.
my feeling on it, and I do
And it was
think
a great
Edward,
response.
yeah, I do think Edward took it a little differently, but I have a feeling that this was the biggest issue in their marriage, and he didn't realize soon enough that what
Yep.
Marissa thought was the only thing that mattered, and he let the family's wealth intimidate him. And, that's just, I'm guessing, but I felt like it was coming from the heart and experience.
Court, production, editing, but I don't think, based on what we saw, that's necessarily the case. Because Michael says to Edward, it's different when you're living together. I'm worried that you're in the honeymoon stage, but that's not living with someone every day. That's
Okay, well, yeah, that part. I was talking about the parents when he was talking.
I know.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I think he might be hitting that nail on the head here because he's like, I'm married to this woman and she made me pull the sheets really tight.
yeah.
We
We had to bounce
the
fucking
shower
quarters
in
off of
her
that bed.
bathroom.
Yeah, we had to bounce quarters off of that bed. I couldn't use that bathroom even if all the other ones were stopped up and I had the shits.
I
I
understand.
yeah, I
Couldn't even
had to
wash
go
my
out in
butt
the
in her
yard.
shower. I feel though, if he knew that Edward did get the other shower, he would be like, this is good. She's making improvements.
Probably progress.
Like this
Progress.
is a good sign here. But yeah, Michael said her family is very wealthy. I came from nothing. And Edward's like, yeah, I came from nothing too.
Mm-hmm.
Probably more of nothing than
Mm-hmm.
even Michael. And he goes, they made me feel like I was nothing because I didn't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
And Edward is like, I appreciate that advice. And he's like, I have that same worry because I came from nothing as well. And that's when Michael's just like, fuck them, fuck what they think. It only matters how she looks at you and how she looks at you. She brought you here to these kids, into this house, into my life. We're just sitting here drinking whiskey like bras right now.
Fucking kumbaya, baby.
I'll talk it out.
They're gonna be loving each other by the time they go out the front door. He's, I love you. I love you.
Marissa's gonna walk in and she's gonna be like, Michael, why are you in the shower? Edward, why are you in the shower too?
Chill out, Marissa. It's separate showers.
Hey, Edward wants some snuggle time. Anyway, these two, I feel like they get along really well. They understand each other. But the thing is, and I love that Edward said this, because I think that was a problem with Michael, but I know who I am. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what they think I am. I know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I can relate to that. I didn't come from a super wealthy family,
Mm-hmm.
but I married a guy who's from one. I had no idea. Like, he's super down to earth, and I just didn't know that.
I have a
But I
feeling that
also knew who I was,
I
and
ha- yeah, I have a feeling that we're getting set up to watch the parents and him interact because this is the second time that it's been brought into the show. So I have a feeling to be continued kind of episode.
absolutely. We're seeing this storyline. We know what your board looks like, TLC. Maybe not. I don't know. They're going to twist and turn us and shock the hell out of us, and that's why I love it. So we're going to the white trash bash, which really is just another day with Mallory's friends. Even she says it. She and Rash are the only ones dressed up here, and the rest of these people, they're just in their normal clothes, doing their normal things.
Their bibs.
Now, Rash, his bandana, it has like curly hair in the back of it. Almost looks like Brandon's mullet.
Well, I was thinking, I was like, where's his Harley? Because as soon as they put it on him, I was expecting a Harley to come
So
out, for him to ride.
he is throwing down. He is shotgunning beers. He gives some of her friends that milk drink she doesn't like, which he says is like milk and sugar. And they say it tastes like licorice. I like licorice, so I would probably like that drink. And as soon as they finish that, I mean, they're like playing beer pong. This is a Southern party. I don't know if they do that up north, but
Got
this
the
just reminds
solo
me, we just throw
cups.
some low country boil out there, and it's
Mm-hmm.
basically how we throw down. But he goes and pours some Jim Beam shots into solo cups. He's like, try this American whiskey. And Rosh is just like, oh, okay, yeah, it just tastes like whiskey. Like, not impressed, but he didn't like thank him or anything. It felt a little bit, though, the way that, to me, Brandon strolled in there, Brandy, and jumped in and poured the shots. It felt like he was trying to say, like, if you don't take the shot, you're not manly. Did you get
It's a
that feeling?
I felt that it was a little off, but I'm wondering if somebody with production didn't say, "Hey, we want you to interact with him. Get over there and do this." And he's already been drinking, so it's not something he
Well,
wants to do, but okay, fine, I'll go over there. So he goes over.
so we are presumably shotgunning beers, drinking whiskey, mixing liquor, all kinds of stuff at this point where Raj tells Mallory he's going to go have a word with Brandon. Maybe this happened before they were drinking, but she's like, I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't think
So
it's a good idea.
they go, especially if they've been drinking, but they
Mhm.
go around back to his truck, and Brandon is sitting there, and Rosh jumps up and sits back on the back of the tailgate. Dee and I have different opinions about this.
Mhm. You do not like I don't know about the truck bed stuff, but I know like you don't go and sit on the hood of their car or the hood of their truck. It is considered very disrespectful. You don't do that.
Dee, it's a truck bed. Have you
I
never
don't I
gone
just said
tailgating and
did I
opened up the
just
truck
not
bed?
did I just not say I'm not sure about the
How
tailgate
are
part,
you not
but I
sure about
know.
that? Have you ever gone tailgating, literally called tailgating because you sit on the tailgate of the truck?
Yeah, I'm just repeating what he was saying, but as far as like the front of the car, like you didn't lean up against the car, you didn't sit on someone's car, you didn't just set your drinks down on the front of somebody's car. As far as the truck go, I'm not sure about the tailgate thing. When Brandon said that it was disrespectful in the South to sit on someone's tailgate without asking or getting permission first, I don't know about that
Dude,
part, but I
that
do
is what
know.
is called a tailgating party.
Well, first of all, this is not a tailgate party. This is just a party.
It looks like a tailgate party. It looks exactly like a tailgate
Okay,
party.
so look, when I was growing up, and I didn't grow up in the South, first of all, I was raised in the North, but the bonfires and everything, everybody would back their trucks up to the bonfire. The tailgates went down, and yes,
Yes.
you just went from one tailgate to the other,
See,
sitting on them and stuff.
same. I guarantee that Brandy is one of those dudes that has to have truck nuts. This is ridiculous. It's a vehicle. He's about to have a conversation with you. He's having a seat on the truck, which people do. He's even Like, he's not sitting there on the hood. He's sitting on the tailgate, which
I
people
know.
literally tailgate.
Yeah. But evidently, the reason why I'm saying this is it definitely must be a thing because Brandon just did look kind of shocked that he just sat on the tailgate of the
Brandon
truck.
has a squirrel in his ass about something. The way he's pouring that whiskey and the way he's reacting about his truck. This was an overreaction.
I'm just
It's a truck.
wondering if,
He's not hurting your truck. He's putting his butt in it and he's going to have a conversation
yeah,
with you.
you
I
know
don't
what?
think it's aggressive. He's like sitting back,
When
chilling in
he
your
went
truck.
when he went to the house, he was very polite to them and stuff. So I'm wondering if something's not happened somewhere in all of this that we've missed because it seems like unless it's the alcohol, it does not seem like the same guy who was so polite when he showed up at her house when she met him or when
I
he
mean,
met
I
him.
feel like Mallorie probably has talked to Brandon.
She's probably
I
done
don't
pissed
see
him
her
off.
keeping her mouth shut and not
Yeah.
saying anything. She's telling him everything that's going on.
Yeah, he probably is already aware that, look, he's going to talk to you. He doesn't want you talking to me. You need to go
Just
through
like
him
she
if you
sat
want to
there
talk to
and
me.
told Rash, there's people here who might not like you.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a good possibility that she's done set this up where Brandon is half pissed off going into this
Get mad that
conversation.
he's sitting on your truck. He's
And then
not
you
hurting
throw
your
in
truck.
the alcohol. Well, he just said it was disrespectful. He didn't say he was mad about it. He just said it was disrespectful.
Well, he also said in the United States, understanding that this could be a different culture, he was mad about it. He's like, you're not going to do that. I'm not afraid to fight you. Ever sitting in your truck bed when you acknowledge this might not be his culture.
Did he
Again,
say he was
editing.
going to fight him? I didn't hear him say he was going to fight him over
Girl.
the truck. I
don't
missed
know
that
what show you're
part.
watching. He was like, I'm not afraid to throw down.
Well, damn, you're making us watch it on like 2 times the speed, and my
No,
brain
I'm
is like, my brain is
Dee
0.5
fell asleep
speed.
before the end of that, but no, I slowed it back down to 1 speed when we got to the part where you hadn't seen it.
I did not catch
See,
that.
usually we watch it beforehand and then we watch it again on 2 times speed just to refresh our memory about what we saw. And Dee we're busy. She was doing some work, so she didn't see the last 10 minutes of it, and I slowed it back down to 1 speed.
Okay, I'm sorry. I did not catch him
You were sitting there thinking about this is fucked up sitting on somebody's truck bed.
No, I did not think that. But I didn't think it was fucked up, but I'm not surprised by it either. It's, I know how they are with their trucks.
Know, though, channel surfers, is this just some weird male thing, like putting nuts on the back of your truck? Or you can't disrespect somebody's property. Property isn't a person. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I do know that
we're not fighting over a truck bed, and maybe we're doing it right now because we've been shotgunning beers and drinking Beam.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking there's a little bit of alcohol doing some talking here. And I think it's also making Rash a little braver than he should be because I felt like it was his way. When he sat down on the truck, he was able to actually look down on Brandon at that point instead of Brandon.
Wasn't. He's short. He looked like a girl jumping on the counter and saying, kiss me. He did not look intimidating.
That's not what I said. I said that I think he wanted to get some height.
What I said.
He wanted to get some height because he was kind of looking down on him. He wasn't, or at least eye to eye maybe at this point because Brandon, who, is so much taller than him.
He was like, Mommy, let's make cookies. That's what it looked like to me.
I don't know, but with that fucking hair, ain't nobody gonna take his ass serious, no matter what he says. Like, I'd be laughing my ass off.
Twins. That is Brandon's normal hair.
He looks like
maybe he felt insulted that Rash was dressed up like him.
That's a good possibility. Like they were being made fun of or something. But he looked like it was Joe something. It was a TV series a few years ago, and the guy had like really long hair or something like that.
Do you think that Mallorie is like, Rash, I want you to wear that to bed, and then accidentally calls him Brandon?
Oh my gosh, that would be terrible. That would be terrible.
Well, last week they left us with a cliffhanger with the door and the knocking, and it really wasn't bad when they first got in the house. I think that this week we're going to get a similar surprise.
Yeah, I mean,
when
they're
we
not
come
going to
back
show
to
a
them,
fist fight on this show.
No, he's not turning in his truck nuts for this.
Mm-mm.
All right, channel surfers.
What are truck nuts? I don't know what you're talking about.
Dee, it's when somebody has a truck and they have these nuts that hang off the tailgate.
I have never seen truck nuts.
We need to get your vision checked, Grandma.
Well, oh my gosh.
Channels reverse. Thanks for listening. We will see you tomorrow with 90 Day
Last
The
resort.
Last Resort. And thank you for listening. Bye.
Let's ride.
Tune